the name precious stone, what differentiates precious stone from other stones? That's where we're going to start this morning. What's the difference between precious stone and every other stone? I mean, why are they regarded as precious stone? And the other ones, why are they just stones? Please, let's look at it together. Why are some stones precious and some others are just stones?
To me, I would say one is more valuable than one. Like, I mean, the stone termed precious stone is more valuable than the just mere stone.
So why is it very valuable? Why is that one a mere stone?
It's valuable because a lot of people have assigned value to it. That's why I'm sure I don't know if I'm out of context, but I'm sure all stones are just stones until value are being added to it, until people try to see its worth.
Okay, at least that's getting us somewhere. So any other person saying anything before I further the question? Okay, so no one is asking another question. I mean, nobody's answering. So let's continue this way, blessing that. Okay, if a precious stone becomes precious because some people attach value to it, why do you think people attach value to some stones and then to some they don't really mean much?
Yeah, I wanted to say this.
Okay.
Precious stone. When you say something is precious, then you should know it cannot be found everywhere. It cannot be seen anywhere anyhow. The normal stones can be seen on the streets of everywhere anywhere.
Yeah.
But the reality is also what gives it value. You understand? The reality gives it value.
Yeah.
The reality to get it gives it value. So it's not found everywhere. It's just like saying it's just like comparing the value of Bitcoin and some other coins. You understand? Other meme coins.
Yeah.
How rare how rare Bitcoin is also gives it the value it has today. You understand? The total supply of all those things gives it the value it has. So when something is rare, it cannot be found everywhere.
Yeah.
Then the supply is limited, and it appreciates with time. You understand? Because the supply is limited, and then demand can always skyrocket for it at any point in time. So that's it. So reality is also one thing I see that gives precious stone value.
Right. Wow, I like that. Any other person saying something before we go on? Anybody? You see, it's interesting to observe, really, because stone is stone, anytime, any day. And if you look at it, really, there's nothing in particular that says a stone is naturally different from any other stone. But what are the things that make for that difference? Like Blessing said, the value people attach to it. But there's a reason that value is attached to it. Is the rarity. And it's not just the rarity also, because sometimes it's not even about how rare it is, it's about the work you have to put in place to get it. Because when you look at there are countries, even including Nigeria, that has been discovered to have some of these so-called precious stones, right? And the only reason you won't find them anywhere, everywhere, or in every place where they carry out quarry work is because the work required to do it is way more. It's like the fossil fuel and everything that we talk about and use for our daily activity. Their mining is entirely different from mining water, because almost anywhere you can find water, and as cheap as water is, it doesn't carry the same value everywhere. The value of water in the desert is different from the value of water here. All right, so let me go back to why this is important. And before I get there, let me branch here to say precious stone. Precious stones become precious because of the work people have to put in place to actually get it. Just the way you won't find it on the surface, you won't just be going on the street and pick up gold or pick up diamond. So you have to drill to some serious depth. So because that work is so much and demanding, then people attach the value to it. Okay, for this work that I've done so far, if I'm going to exchange it, then it must be worth this amount. So the work put into it determines the value people attach to it. Now, to the stone itself is the question of how long that precious stone takes to form. Like someone said, diamond is just diamond is just a charcoal that did well under pressure. All of these are stuff made of carbon, right? The question is, how long does it take for something like charcoal, anything carbon, as black as it is, how long does it take it to transform into that transparent, glittering, beautiful piece? What amount of pressure does it have to withstand to come to that point? How did it happen? How long does it take? I mean, going through all of that pressure, it could have become something else. I mean, a lot of things decay under pressure, a lot of things get destroyed, a lot of things even lose their value under that pressure. So how does it happen that this precious stone, over many years in the ground under pressure, when they are eventually found, became something that everybody wants but only few can afford? And I will emphasize again, it's a matter of rarity, it's a matter of value. And we can look at many other things that are attached to it. What does it give when you have it? It gives you status, gives you prominence, gives you sense of accomplishment, sense of belonging, sense of wealth. And you wonder if this is what it is for rocks and stones that we find everywhere. Don't you think it's also true for human beings? Don't you think it's also true for businesses? I mean, everybody can be found everywhere, and I will start digging them out one after the other. Anybody can be found anywhere, male and female, old and young. Everybody is found everywhere. But let's take it first from the profession. Let's take drivers for instance. Any town, any country, you almost can find driver everywhere. But then it becomes more difficult to find drifters everywhere. Don't let me go to drifters first. It becomes difficult to find fast drivers everywhere. Then those who drive as though their life does not matter, it even becomes more difficult to find them everywhere. Now to talk of those who can drift, who can drive fast cars. And it even now gets difficult to get people who can do Formula 1 driving. So the advanced it is, the more difficult it becomes to find. So now you can start putting the precious stone into context. That its rarity is one of the things that separate it from other stones. Okay, let's come to general professions. I mean, anybody that can fix anything can be found anywhere. You just want to fix anything. Everybody have an idea, everybody know what to do and stuff like that, right? And I'll still zero in on doctors, for instance, because seem like that's one of the most respected or respectable professions we have, at least as of today. Almost in any hospital you can find doctor, but you don't find specialists in every hospital. And then your area of specialization still now determine how difficult it is for you to be found. So when you become a neurosurgeon, you're not found everywhere. It's like going to a public health center here. You are most likely not going to find any. In fact, if there's anyone available, it's coming on shift. Maybe in fact, you cannot find, because what they do here is basic health. You have a headache, you have malaria, and then they take care of you. If your matter gets serious beyond that, they send you to where you are going to meet the specialist. It's not the specialist coming to chase after you. Okay, so it goes on and on. But one thing that separates these people also is their formation. How long does it take for them to study? How many exams do they have to write? How many interviews do they have to do? How many questions do they have to answer? How many practice time do they have to engage in before they become the precious one that they are today, or that they will be tomorrow? So, let's come to us. You and I can be found anywhere, everywhere, any point, at every point, anytime, and every time. But in this case, we have to make difference for ourselves. You see, like the precious stone that doesn't know where it gets thrown, you just find itself in that environment under pressure for a long period of time, and then sometime later somebody was looking for what is not lost, found it after some serious work. Now, I'm saying that to say we'll come to a point in our lives where we have to be the one to make that difference. I mean, sometimes life will throw you into some deep shit that allow you time to grow under pressure. I mean, something you didn't plan for, something you were not expecting, but it happened, it has to happen, and then you get along well, you develop yourself, you grow, and then people are seeking after you. But there are times that it doesn't happen like that in life. You have to be the one to put yourself in certain cases, certain scenarios, certain situations to make sure that you become sought after in time to come. And not just you as an individual, it also talks about your business. So, when you look at it, and it seems that there are certain experiences, exposure that are lacking in what you are doing in your life, the things that you are doing, it might just be time for you to put yourself in certain conditions to make sure that you develop certain character, certain behavior, so that it can be said of you that this person is rare. Where can we get him? And then they can send their plane, they can send their private cars, they can send their private jet to come pick you up. Or they can put all their schedules for the day only to meet with you, only to do business with you. And they can say every other thing does not really matter. Let me just speak to this guy. If only we can get Ilioloyin to do the alaga for this event. And they can say, wait, let everybody go and wait until David comes. He's the one to speak at this event. And they say, wait, all we want is just for favor to be here. If he's not here, we cannot do anything. You see, it goes on like that, but it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't just happen. It happens as a result of the result you have shown the world that you can get. I started looking at some things some weeks ago. Okay, you want to be many things and you want to reach out to many people. Let's say for someone like me, you want to be an international speaker. Now look at it, if it's to speak, that's not the problem. If it's to talk of knowledge, that's no problem. But people won't just call me because they know I can speak or because they know I have the knowledge. But they want to see what I've been able to do with that knowledge I am coming to share. So, if they are coming to speak to me, if they are calling me to come and speak about financial intelligence, for instance, or let's say investment, or how to do business well, they will look at me. How many business have I developed, run, make successful? If I'm talking about financial intelligence, they will look me up and check how much of financial intelligence has this guy practiced in his life. Can we even say for sure that this guy is not extremely broke or is not poor? So if we are talking about health, can we say that this guy is living healthy and has helped a lot of people to live healthy? Why? Is because it's not just about what you are able to say and what you acclaim yourself to be, but what people can see living through you. So, it's why you won't just pick any other stone and then compare them with diamond. Why? Is because diamond did not just say, I'm able to shine, I'm able to glitter, I'm able to look great. But then he's telling you that after all I've been through, the pressure, the darkness, the forgetfulness, how I've been ignored, how I've been rejected, forgotten inside this place. And then I'm still able to come out shining, radiant, glittering, beautiful. And that's what makes people see it and say, oh, the work I have to put in place for me to get this. And having gotten it, I can see that it is beautiful. So these are the things that make for the things we do. Now, the same work you do for whatever amount you do it, it's the same work some people do that once they fall below certain price, they are not taking it. And yet, people would rather work with them than come to you. People would rather work with them than come to me. It's not because I probably cannot do it better than those people, but because over time, these people have shown again and again that they are able to deliver. And so, irrespective of how how equality you fight for or how fair advantage you are looking for, you can't pick gravel and say it's also a stone and then give it in place of diamond. You can't pick up any rod by the street and say this is another metal, it can replace gold. So I'm saying that how precious you are is a function of the processes you go through. And then the value you attract is a function of the results you are able to deliver. And then the kind of people that you attract will be a function of your rarity. Because on the day that gold is found everywhere, that day it loses its value. On the day that diamond is found everywhere, that's the day it loses its value. So, also, if you are found everywhere, it's only a matter of time before you begin to discover how depreciative you have become. All right. So the name precious stone, precious metal, and anything precious came to be because of how difficult it is to actually find them. Have you seen the cases where maybe the government or the police is looking for a particular criminal? When they first started looking, they just send their boys out. And then after some time, they are unable to find that criminal. They put a bounty on the person. If anybody see this person, you report and you get also amount. And after a time, nobody's coming up to say I found it. They double the price or even increase it way, way more. That's how precious that criminal has become. Not because of the value it offers as a criminal, but the value he offers by the confessions they start to gain from him. Okay, so therefore, what am I saying? It's important that you have a way of doing things that set you apart from others, especially when it comes to business, when it comes to handling your daily tasks, when it comes to doing whatever it is you have to do every day. It's very important that you have a way of doing things in a way that is different from others. So when they pick up 5-10 people and they say, you people should come for this project, and they look at it and they say, no, this one is different. And that's what begins to separate people from others. So how are you doing it? My challenge this morning will be that we go look out and check out we have been doing things and see how we can do it better, do it differently, such a way that even when your price seems to be high, it's difficult to find another replacement for you. Of course, this will take some time. This will take some serious work that you have to go through, some pressure, some sleepless nights, some inconvenient meetings, some sacrifice on your comfort, and many other things like that. But really, until you come to that point where people really don't care about how much you charge them, but about what you deliver to them, you won't come to that point where you have the freedom of picking your own price. Because price is what people pay for the value they get. And so as long as they are still the one who determines what a fair price is, you have not gotten to that place of value. Because when it gets serious, when your value becomes so real, becomes so great, you determine the price. They don't. Because for the value you are delivering, what you have had to pay for it is sacrifice. Now for the value they want to get from you, what they have to pay for it is price. And so the thing is, you didn't determine the sacrifice you pay. What you want to become determine the sacrifice you have to make, because when you look at it, sometimes you want to sleep, but you have to read because you have to pass that exam, you have to gain that knowledge. Sometimes you want to use that money to buy clothes, to buy shoes, to go watch movie, to go do something interesting, but you have to pay for that cost because of the knowledge you want to gain. It may look like a decision you make, but no, it was a demand on you from that value you want to become. Now that it is your own time or season to dish out that value, it should also be your time to determine the price that people pay. It might not start like that from the beginning. It won't be like that from the start. But really, it's always the place to actually be. Because until you are there, you are not exactly in control of the things you do. So you can tell people, for me to speak with you for 5 minutes is $10. To speak with you for 5 minutes is $100. To speak with you for 5 minutes is $1,000. Okay, there was this guy who was known to have been the one to coach most of the Silicon Valley business. Many of them who have become unicorn now. And there was a guy who said they wanted the guy to coach him, because that was the guy that coached the guy who started OpenAI and some other people like that with big businesses. And so there was this little guy who was starting a business, and then they went to the guy, and the guy looked at them and said, okay, I'll hand you over to my team. But they know that his team cannot do the work that the guy will do. So, because the guy wanted the man himself to train them and teach them so that their own business can also become a unicorn, they did everything that the team requested, including the extra on top, just to impress this man so he can take them in. And eventually when the man took them in, he was still the one who determined what he get paid. For me to do this is what happens, this is what happens. And that's just about it in life. It might look like what you find at the topmost point of your career, but really, if you are not at the topmost point of your career, where do you really want to be? So, this morning I'm saying to us, how the precious stone come to be, the pressure you have to withstand, then the pressure and the work that people have to go through for them to find it. Then when it is found, the value it communicates and how much people are willing to pay for it. All of that is to bring us to a point where we begin to see ourselves differently and then see our business differently also. That I no longer want to do business as usual. You don't want to do business as usual. You don't want to carry the same value you have always carried. You want to improve on it. You want to increase on it. You want to expand it. So it is a call for you to now go look back. When you do painting, how do you do it? How can I better improve? When you do web development, when you do app development and different other things, how do I improve on it? You do your design, you do data science, you do waterworks, anything at all. The people at the top, people doing their best in this field, what exactly are they doing? And how do I get to that point? Well, it might not be your dream or goal to be at the topmost top of your career, but really, where would you rather be? Where you can easily be replaced? Or where people can say, even though the price looks to be on the high side, but I'd rather have him do it than give it to somebody else. So, will you become the precious one in your place of work, in your industry, or would you rather be one of those stones that is found everywhere. So, for whatever sacrifice, price that you have to pay to become everything that you have to be in your industry, in your endeavor, this is a call and a challenge for you to do it. So, also, you can determine what price people pay for your value at the end of the day. I hope I've been able to make sense this morning. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yes. You made a lot of sense just me, and I gained one or two to myself.
All right, thank you.
Dimio. Jitas. Diversity. Alaga. EYB.
Alpha. Yeah. What he said was really inspiring, and I think I needed to hear that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Blessing, why you call me? Blessing, why you call me? Don't you have anything to say? Okay. And I thank you for the wonderful word that you have dished out to us this morning. It has always been fire. And this morning you have thought of the importance of presenting oneself as though one is rare and full of value in order to command whatever thing that we want to command. You get to command your own pay and your own convenience. So when other people, like you are not going to be treated like other people have been treated. Like they're not going to say, your mate are collecting this amount now. Why you not charging times 2 or times 3 of what they are charging? Because they know that you are better than them, you are special than them, you are rare, you are more valuable than them. They tend to give you a lot more regard than they are going to give other people. So we should position ourselves and our brand in that direction. Thank you very much
for the enlightenment here, as I say. It's a call to duty that we position ourselves and our businesses to be that special one, that one that cannot be tossed around anyhow. You understand? Because this world is a world of competition, yeah. So there must be something that is different about you to stand the odds if you want to really have the impact that you want to display around. You don't want to be regarded like anyone else. So then there should be something special about you. Just like we mentioned that precious stones are not found everywhere. Precious stones have intrinsic value, and it is the process and the process they have gone through, the process they have gone through in getting them, the reality, the value they command, that gives them that difference, that gives them that regard or that accolade they get. So I think we should also look in that direction to position ourselves not to be just will I say in the mediocre range in anything we do. In anything we do, we should not settle for less. Yeah, that's the word. We should not settle for less, so that we can command the respect, we can command the value that we ought to. So that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the word of encouragement on how we can place values on ourselves and differentiate ourselves from other people. From the way other people behave, their conventional way, that adding values to ourselves and be the one to dictate what we want from what people are offering us. Thank you so much.